to controlling this earth through the moon to do it was called the Baal. Now the story of Jesus Christ, in actual fact, was an incarnate Yeshua, is to how much of the degree it was, I don't know, and I'm really not interested. What I'm interested in is the fact that the real atrocity and the real bad stuff was done on the constellation, on the planet Lyra, which was played out here. So that story of Lyra, I haven't got that full story because Jesus is an actual, he's the actual entity, or he's a divine energy, okay? So what they did, they used that name. Yeshua was the human avatar that his spirit went into, but they used Jesus' name and Christ the other, which is the Christ principle, to give homage and healing in just the wrong way to the people of old earth. Healing in just the wrong way. That's what started the Baal energy. The Baal was the energy that came from not this universe, but another universe. Okay, and it came into. There's a big story to that, I'll have to continue it on that story with the Mesopotamian giants. Which is also, they're kind of like, I don't know if you've ever heard of Enki and Enlil.
Yes.
Enki and Enlil were actually energies that came to Earth to give healing in just the right way to the humans in counteraction to the energy that came from that same universe. They came from that universe, the other universe. I know you think I'm a little bit bloody off the planet, but anyway, this is the short of it all. Enki and Enlil, Sitchin and all that have portrayed them as something like they're in opposition and they come here to manipulate this, that, and the other. No, it was the Baal energy that came through into this universe to disrupt the experiment of free will and to manipulate the DNA to create hybrids, to create also, and then of course the Draco energy and the Greys all got on the bandwagon and they all were fighting and carrying on, and all the wars that you ever see are exactly that. They are in fighting. That's exactly what's going on now. In Palestine, and they're all the same energy, but they're crazy people. They're crazy energy that fights one another. So I don't know whether I explained that properly, but it was sort of like the long and the short of it, without going too much detail. But that's the whole point of it is that we're just avatars playing out what's happening in the universe, or happened in the universe, in different planets of the universe at different times. And but yesterday was the old Earth. Yesterday was gone, done away with. I can't use the word destroy, but it was dealt with. It's gone. The people of old Earth are taken to a place that is waiting. In that place of nowhere is the name Heruka. The Heruka is the energy which, it's a divine energy. It's a divine energy of giving healing in just the right way to whatever a civilization has done. They will get exactly what they want. That's the Heruka's job. That's what he does. And so the people of old Earth who didn't want to ever change their ways or become like, want to desire to go to the new terra firma, no, they're in this other place that now awaits with the Heruka's name to start a cycle that is billions upon billions upon billions upon billions of eons of time. They stuck there. Then you have another group of people that might be taken to, like off-world people, they're taken to other places of creation by their own doing. Finally, yesterday, I learned that the Baal energy, which is the energy that came from the other universe, the Lord of Death is a divine energy that creates the world that they want, right? So he created a world of terror for these people. I mean, T-O-R-O-R, terror. I mean, I went there. They took me, they said, we'll take you there, but we'll be with you. And they took me to this place where there was a big steel, I assumed it was steel, that's how I saw it, with a lid. And inside this box is jammed in all the terror energy that you could have possibly imagine. I mean, absolutely. I went inside the box and it was swirling like also. Anyway, I saw it. So the lid was shut, bang, lock put on it. So they are there in that place, created by the Lord of Death. Now, I know that sounds a spooky thing, like the Lord of Death, but it's not really. Yeah. He creates what you desire. He creates what you want. He creates it, and that only worse. So this all happened yesterday. Now, I hope I don't sound too bloody out there or too whacked or anything else. But
welcome to our world. Welcome to our world. That's exactly right.
You soaked it up. We love it.
I can only say that much.
Could you share again the name, just so I can record it, about what the name terra firma yesterday that you got for, or what you got the new name for Earth?
The new Earth is called the new terra firma. And the people on it, us, we are the Terrans.
Yep. Thank you.
As I've heard, by the way, I've heard that name mentioned by Valnek, or is it one of those?
Yes.
Or, no, what's the other one?
Valthor.
Oh, yeah, one of them mentions and always talked about the Terrans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he was right, because he's off the planet, he's not here, obviously. Yeah. But he was correct. So,
so
yeah,
was
we
Earth,
are Terrans.
Was Earth the name from the dark, from the Cabal?
Sorry?
Was Earth like a Cabal type name, or a more sort of a darker energy name? Earth?
No, I think Earth
was it just
Earth, but I'm not too sure about the word Gaia. I was thinking about that, and I thought, yeah, I'm not sure about that, really. Gaia's got nothing to do with it.
Yeah, yeah.
So whether that was, it's like words are made up in Christianity that really, you might think that they're all nice and neat and tidy and everything else, and they're not. They're purely the opposite.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Spells.
Yeah. In a way they are. They're kind of like hypnotising people into thinking. It's like
legalese too. It's a manipulation of the word.
Yeah, manipulation and turning everything upside down. Like the Ankh, which is the Ankh. This thing here. It looks like the cross, right? But its meaning is life. Its meaning is to enjoy life. So, but what they did was, going right back to Kemet and so forth, but they made a cross out of it, and then I don't know whether it was symbolic or whether it was actual. Well, it had to be played actual, but it was also symbolic of the opposite to life. They turned it into death. And then what was happening was that the energy that was created from that cross was actually the blood and the Eucharist, the feeding of flesh and blood, was an actual worship to the Baal god.
We were talking
That's
about
who
that
they
before.
were.
Yep.
That's the, and everybody's thinking, oh, this is a good thing.
No,
and you
it's
were
not.
just saying,
Yeah,
everything's
no.
upside down and back to front.
Yep.
They've got to realise that it's not. But anyway, that bowl energy that was in Saturn, Michael, when we did that out of the journey out of hell, Michael, the first thing that Michael took me to was Saturn, and we went through all sorts of kind of like maneuvers and trickery, and we had to use the tactics to get it to show itself out of the place that it was hiding in Saturn. And once it showed itself, boom, it's gone. So now all the minions here on this earth that still think that they're, ruled by this, they're like no strings.
Nothing.
There's nothing, they're connected to nothing. So hence they are now fighting against one another. And they're squealing and fighting and freaking carrying on because there's no connection, there's no off button, there's no, hey, that's enough, there's none of that. It's just all out craziness because they're insane.
And they're trapped in that consciousness.
Well, they don't have any guidance or leadership now. So
No, absolutely none. It's like a company without a CEO, or if you want a better word, that's a shocking word, that CEO thing, corporate bloody stuff. But anyway, you know it, you get the drift of it. I guess it's. I've written all this down in the latest writings that I have there. So I guess at some point Medyhne might be saying something about that on her channels, which is fantastic, really, really fantastic. So I'll send that over to her at some point, and
I think you're up to the 5th book, is that right?
fourth.
The 4th, okay.
Fourth one, but I think the fourth one now has come to a final because of yesterday, and I think if something starts now, it'll be in the new, like, love. The love, oh, by the way, the love, I'll just go, Kuan Yin and Kali, who, that's the picture of, she's love. They're all Buddha conscious energy.
it's like the Medusa.
Yeah, it's Kali with the Medusa head, because the Medusa was cut off in Vatican, and that they kept symbolically they kept the head underneath, kept it down, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the true story is not what you think it is either. That's another one they've debaucherated. But the Kali now is the combination between the old Kali and the new one, which is that painting there. And Kuan Yin, they are from the other universe. And the other universe was corrupted long before this one, and hence that energy came into this one to not only disrupt and cause all sorts of debaucherated, horrible things, but it came here to do the same, to rule over God. It was about them being more powerful than the divine energy, the creator of all, heaven, God, the divine light of God. This Baal energy thought that it could through all its manipulation, even beat that. And it, I mean, fair income, you got to be like nuts to do that in the first place. But anyway, they were trying. So
They've done a good job, though.
you know, they really had a crack at it.
Yeah.
They had a real crack at it.
They convinced a few.
Yeah.
Oh, well, those people. And I looked up at the sky and there was a craft circling around, a black craft. It was going around and round and round, and then all of a sudden it dived, crashed into the ground. It first like a upright, like the nose first, bang. And then a guy got out and he came to me and he said, he started to talk to me about, he had whiskers and he had spikes and he was spiky hair and he had a crooked tooth and he had this laugh that was like, he laughed even though his mouth was closed, you know what I mean, one of these characters. And he was telling me the story, but there was another guy to my right that interrupted his story. And what I found out from that dream, which I thought, whoa, what the heck was that? Many, many, many suns ago, that craft crashed into the ground in the exact spot where the Sphinx is. And what he tried to do was feed me and my group, or the group I was in, this elixir to change our DNA. And it was the energy that took over the constellation Leo. And the Kemet people were the energies that took over that constellation, came to Earth to do all this nefarious, evil stuff. It started there at the Sphinx. Now, I find that a little bit hard to believe, but from there it went into all the civilizations, into Rome, blah, 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 and then you end up with all this pedophilia and all this nonsense, because that energy took over Saturn